Hey kids, Kyle Bloodcurdle here, and today we're going to have a much better debate. So, please welcome our idiots, President Donald Trump and President Joe Biden. You idiots ready?
China.
Classic Trump.
But I have,
And I guess I'll take that noise as a yes. All right, kids, let's get this debate started.
I did that.
Oh, no, it doesn't start until it starts.
I was the one to do it.
Well, I appreciate that your first word was a meme, but, it doesn't start until I say it starts.
You're not going to play games with me.
Hey, Orange Man Bad, I'm the moderator, and I say we're going to start with Mr. Biden. Oh, he's, still warming up. All right, fine. Mr. Trump, you've taken great pride in how quickly the pharmaceutical companies cranked out their COVID-19 vaccines.
We got hit with COVID. We did a lot to fix it.
Right. My question is, did you ever consider having them tested?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Why is that?
Billions and billions of dollars came flowing in the next day and the next months.
Yes, I suppose that's true, but don't human lives register as more important than corporate profits?
Never.
But don't you think that's partly why you lost the first time?
Without question.
So then, maybe consider admitting it was a bad move and start putting an emphasis on improving the lives of the middle class over improving the incomes of the top 1%?
To do that, you have to be quite smart.
Oh, I see your problem. But then, how do you plan to distract people from the fact that you paid for these rush job chemicals?
Remember, more people died under his administration, even though we had largely fixed it.
But that's actually not a bad move. Oh, good, the lightning struck. Mr. Biden, are you ready to join us?
What's happening?
You're at the debate, Joe.
And he comes in, and we're now laughed at. We're like a bunch of stupid people.
Be nice.
I never heard a president talk like this before.
Like what?
To
Yeah, neither have I. So, Joe, I'm going to ask you a question about how you handled the pandemic.
Don't do it. It's going to hurt me politically.
I'm sorry, but that's kind of why we're here, buddy.
Just do what you want.
Someone's a bit cranky.
I was recently in France for D-Day.
Oh, yes, still upset about all those, let's call them diaper jokes. Yeah, that was your number one meme for a while there.
Number two.
Even better. Say, Joe, do you know where you are right now?
The United States of America.
So you are with us. Great. Would you like to join the debate, buddy?
Yeah, I would.
Excellent. So, why did your administration spend months on end guilting and shaming the public into putting untested concoctions into their bodies?
Fentanyl and the byproducts of fentanyl went down for a while.
No. We're talking about the COVID vaccines. The ones with no real data that you tried to force into every American's arm. So, why did you do that?
Foolishness.
Well, yes, but there must have been a reason.
Benefited the very wealthy.
Oh. Shockingly honest. But I assume, of course, that you got quite a boost to your own offshore accounts as well.
$200.
Yikes. I guess you're certainly in negotiative decline, eh?
United Nations Security.
God damn it, could someone smack the president? He's skipping again. Mr. Trump, years after the COVID vaccines were essentially forced onto the world by bullying media pundits and money-hungry corporations, we're finally getting data about the side effects. Young people dropping dead of cardiac arrest, myocarditis, blood clots, etc.
I've never seen such anger in our country before.
Yes, I know. I'm asking if you regret going at warp speed with the scientific process that normally takes 10 years of study.
All of the things that we've done, nobody's never seen anything like. Even from a medical standpoint, right to try, where we can try space-age materials instead of going to Asia or going to Europe and trying to get when you're terminally ill. Now you can go and you can get something. You sign a document. They've been trying to get it for 42 years.
What?
The thing we never got the credit for, and we should have, is getting us out of that COVID mess.
It went on for like 3 more years.
The vaccine went out. He did a mandate on the vaccine, which is the thing that people most objected to about the vaccine. And he did a very poor job, just a very poor job.
Yes, but you're the one who funded the janky jab juice in the first place. I'm asking if you feel any regret or remorse about the injuries and deaths it may have caused.
A little bit, like this much. It's insignificant.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
The pandemic was so badly handled. Many people were dying. All he said was, it's not that serious. Just inject a little bleach into your arm. You'll be all right.
Now, see, when you say things like that, do you know you're lying? Or have you forgotten what the truth is?
That's a fact.
No, those are questions.
What he's telling you is simply not true.
What? I'm talking to you!
Me.
You! Before you took office, you said you wouldn't take a vaccine funded by Trump's administration. But then as president, you tried to mandate those same vaccines. To a lot of people, that was you politicizing the safety of the entire nation.
Making sure people have a shot.
Yeah, whether they wanted it or not. And if they didn't get it, they'd lose their jobs or get kicked out of fucking college. Are you serious right now?
They tried 50 times. He wants to get rid of the ACA.
Well, you were in charge with the Democratic Congress. You could have improved the ACA. You could have given everyone Medicare for all. But no. You and your party convinced all of your voters that a worldwide pandemic was not the right time to upgrade your healthcare system.
Look,
Well?
we finally beat Medicare.
Well, you may want to bring it back, Joe. Maybe focus on G. What's that called?
Elder care.
Yeah, it's a thought.
The weak one.
Well, fuck you too. You're both cunts that experimented on the world. Moving on, Mr. Biden.
Number one.
I didn't ask yet. Oh, fuck. Mr. Biden, after the damage caused by your lockdowns, mandates, and confused fear-mongering,
The economy collapsed.
I knew! Homelessness surged to record highs during your regime. Why is that?
There were no jobs.
There were jobs.
There were no jobs.
Hey, people have jobs, Joe. They just aren't getting paid wages that match the skyrocketing cost of housing. This is why everyone made fun of your Bidenomics bullshit.
It's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. Now, how are you going to address it?
We're going to make sure that we reduce the price of housing. We're going to make sure we build 2 million new units. We're going to make sure we cap rents so corporate greed can't take over. The combination, what I was left with in corporate greed, is the reason why we're in this problem right now.
Oh, yes, you're famous for quelling corporate greed. And when you say 2 million new units, 2 million new units of what?
These big machines that roll over everything that comes across the border.
What?
Number two,
Joe.
what's happened?
Joe, the question is about homelessness.
There's billions, about $40 billion already being invested and being built right now in the United States, creating significant jobs for Americans from all over the world.
Oh, 2 things, Joe. Number 1, Americans only come from America. And number 2...
Number two,
Ah, yes, number 2. Lots of homeless people have jobs. Getting more jobs doesn't solve homelessness when jobs don't pay enough to cover basic living expenses. People really say they can't see this shit?
Aliens are coming into the country and taking away our jobs.
It's not about Joe. I'm sorry, did you just say aliens?
He made that up.
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. Isn't he supposed to be on a bunch of drugs to prevent this kind of crap?
I'd like to know what they are.
We all would, Joe. Would you please focus? How will you help homeless Americans?
They should be eliminated.
What do you mean, eliminated?
Every single one.
You're saying kill the homeless?
I cut them in half.
What the fuck? Do we need to get Jill out here? Or maybe a real doctor?
He has not done a good job. He's done a poor job, and inflation's killing our country.
Well, fair enough, but again, you were on the same trajectory.
What he's done to the black population is horrible.
Whoa! First of all, yeah, but we're talking about homelessness.
Any black family, first-time home buyer, should get a $10,000 tax credit to be able to buy their first home.
Am I fucking muted out here? Everything you're saying is the opposite of my question.
Period. Period. Period.
Sir, did you just speak an ellipses?
He's so bad as a president that I'm going to make America great again.
Mr. Trump, homelessness increased every year of your presidency as well.
Oh, no, it's my responsibility. I was responsible for this.
Well, you were. How do you have the best economy ever with 600 billionaires and you still have working people living in their fucking cars?
He caused the inflation, and it's killing black families.
Stop trying to change the subject. It's bad enough he can't remember it.
We're going to turn civil rights back to the states. Let each state have a different rule.
Damn it, Donald, you set him back to racist 70s through 90s Biden.
He's lost much of the black population.
No, he hasn't. He just put them all in prison. That's not a brag, dickhead.
I'm so glad this came up, and he brought it up.
You brought it up. He doesn't even know where he is.
Scranton, Pennsylvania.
Mr. Trump, earlier in your campaign, you said that you would build tent cities on the outskirts of actual cities to keep the homeless out of sight of affluent citizens.
The likes of which we had in 1929.
Yes, you actually suggested building Hoovervilles.
Herbert Hoover.
Yes, Joe, way to pay attention. But Mr. Trump, if you create these slums on purpose during your second term, what should we call them? Trump towns?
Black communities.
How do you keep getting more racist?
Nobody thought that was even possible.
You are both fucking impossible.
Number two.
Why do you keep saying that? And what is that humid aroma?
What are you talking about?
You keep saying number two, like some sort of toddler that has to, oh no. Oh, sweet baby Buddha, have you really been soiling yourself this entire time?
There's no evidence of that at all.
So that stench I've been ignoring as it grows in exponential defiance is coming from...
From this man right here.
Oh, Joe, seriously?
4 times.
Guess what?
What?
Number two.
Hell, I guess I walked into that one.
This is horrible what's taken place.
God, it really is, Joe.
Horrible.
You've actually forced me to side with Donald Trump.
There's more to be done.
How can there be more?
We're still pushing hard.
You smell of dead vomit rotting in a sulfur mine.
It is absolutely killing us.
What are you going to do?
If I had lungs, I'd probably asphyxiate.
That if they were engaged in nursing, doctor, and anything having...
Speaking of noxious fumes, the EPA has recently admitted it's been lying about the cleanup after the train wreck in East Palestine, and the town is still poisoned as all hell. Now, so far, gentlemen, you've told the homeless, the destitute, the vaccine-injured, and the general public to go piss up a rope. What about this very small, easily manageable group of Americans in need?
They're a bunch of losers and suckers.
Now, were you just bitter because Trump went right away and you forgot to go for, like, a year?
I'm disappointed.
They asked me to go make a speech.
Oh, I didn't think anybody asked you to show up.
And this guy just left it open.
That's true, Mr. Biden. Why did you ignore the greatest eco-disaster in American history?
You're a whiner.
Yeah, and you're a genocidal maniac.
We didn't stop Israel. It was such a horrible thing that would have never happened. It should have never happened.
Oh, wow, it's good to hear you finally say that, Mr. Trump. But for now, let's focus on Ohio.
If you look at Ohio, it was a decision that was an end result that was a little bit more liberal than you would have thought.
A Republican detonated a toxic chemical train and poisoned an entire town to appease the greed of Norfolk Southern.
One company.
Oh, so you do remember?
It blew up under his leadership.
Yes, and then you used it as a fucking publicity stunt. And that's not even the point. Look, if you get re-elected, will you see that this mess is finally cleaned up and that the locals get proper treatment and relocation?
Not even a chance.
Right, for a second there, I thought you might give a shit about the people you pretended to give a shit about.
Which is crazy.
Yeah. Mr. Biden, is there anything you want to say about your response to the crash in East Palestine?
You know, the fact of the matter is that
Yeah?
we found ourselves in a situation where
Uh-huh.
I can't think of a single major leader in the world who wouldn't trade places with the job I've done and what they've done.
The hell are you talking about?
The impact on the
Do you do that because your brain is failing or because you don't want to answer a question?
yes.
You're such a dick.
Can't stand this guy.
Nobody can, but honestly, you're pretty awful yourself.
What they say.
I mean, you've clearly won this debate.
Japan.
But who can't outmaneuver an Alzheimer's patient zonked out on NyQuil?
Number two.
Who can't stop shitting his pants?
Number one.
Oh, switching it up, are we?
Number two.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Gentlemen, nobody actually wants either of you to be president. So what do you say to the voters who think that both of you are failures best left in the past?
They should go to jail for that.
Oh, damn, so that retribution thing was pretty serious.
The idea that you have a right to seek retribution against any American just because you're president is wrong.
And remember, they don't want to vote for this guy either.
These people should be in jail.
Well, good thing you've kept Gitmo open then. Kind of ironic, of course, since when people look at you, they see...
The two greatest terrorists, biggest terrorists anywhere in the world.
Exactly. But outside of indefinite detention, how do you convince the voters that you're the best choice?
When he was president, we were still finding ourselves in a position where you had a notion that we were this safe country.
Did you just imply that you've made the country more dangerous in every way?
No.
Yeah, I think you did.
And he's right about this.
Quiet. Joe, there's a lot of people who are currently unwilling to vote for you.
All those black families and those black individuals.
For fuck's sake, why are you so shitty with black people?
They don't work very well in populated areas. They kill a lot of innocent people.
Okay, stop fucking talking. Mr. Trump, please tell the public why they should vote for you without being a racist piece of shit.
Black people.
Donald!
I will tell you,
So tell me!
everything he does is a lie. It's misinformation and disinformation. The whole world is blowing up under him. He's the worst president in the history of our country.
Well, we all know that Biden sucks. I'm asking what makes you better than him.
He's the one that killed people with the bad water.
What? Donald! What do you offer the nation that Joe Biden does not?
Ridiculous, insane, and very stupid policies.
So you're exactly the same?
So they're two different things.
Lung cancer and liver cancer are both fucking cancer.
A doctor should be making those decisions.
That's not... We are fucking doomed.
All because of him and stupid decisions.
This guy has no sense of American democracy.
Gentlemen! You didn't participate in your party's primary, and your party didn't even have one. What do either of you know about democracy?
The public knows it's a scam.
Then why are you doing it?
We're living in hell.
I know. Oh, listen, this has been super frustrating and ultimately pointless, so I'm just going to do a lightning round on the rest of these questions. Mr. Biden, any plans to rebuild Maui?
None.
Cool. Mr. Trump?
Nothing.
Yeah, fuck 'em. No delegates anyway, right? Oh, let's see. Any plans to reduce racial tensions?
He doesn't want to do it. He's become like a Palestinian.
So that's a no then. Mr. Biden, reducing racism?
Why?
Yeah, let's see. What's the biggest regret of your first term?
Molesting a woman in public?
Well, that was when you were a senator, but hey, good to know you would take it back. Oh, Mr. Trump, first term regrets?
It was a disaster.
All right. And what would your most important goal be in a second term?
Take Ukraine.
Oh, seems excessive. Mr. Biden?
World War III.
Fucking hell. Please describe... Who wrote these fucking questions? Please describe America in one sentence.
We're a country in the world who keeps our word, and everybody trusts us.
Well, you got the first half right. Mr. Trump, describe America?
Horror show.
Yeah, I'll allow it. Let's see. What accomplishment are you most proud of?
I take full responsibility for January 6th.
Ah, yes. Now he tells us. Mr. Biden?
This failing country.
Wow, you are evil. Okay, let's see. This one's a bit of a two-parter. What is your greatest strength?
Carrying swastikas.
I've never seen you do that, but whatever. And what is your greatest weakness?
Brain damage.
Now that the entire world has seen. Mr. Trump, your greatest strength?
Donald J. Trump.
Yes, as expected. And your greatest weakness?
Donald J. Trump.
That actually makes perfect sense. All right, I've had about all I can take. Mr. Trump, thank you for coming. Perhaps next time you can debate a real opponent.
Absolutely.
Like, say, Bobby Kennedy.
Totally unacceptable.
I'll bet. And Mr. Biden, do you really think you can win this race?
Look, I'd be happy to have a driving contest with him.
Oh, fuck it. Trump's the next president.
Radical.
Anyway, this charade of choice is an insult to every sentient being on the planet. You are both garbage people, and neither of you deserves any power whatsoever.
Hitler had some good ideas.
My brother in Christ, get this man to a nursing home and get me the hell out of here. This debate is over.
I ended it.
The fuck you did!